So I've been thinking a bit recently, and I'm not sure if this is the same for you, but taking control of your diet and taking control of your life in that sense is very akin with taking control of yourself financially. The more aware I've become of what I'm doing eating wise, the more aware I've become of what the family has been doing spending wise, and the more I've been tracking that and seeing where we're going. And whilst this is probably the best situation I've been in for a while with my diet and the way I eat and the way I consume and my overall sort of well-being side of things, it's also the best position I've been in financially for a while. Understanding where everything's going, understanding where things are coming in, where things are going out, what categories I'm spending things in. And I've actually had a big turnaround in the last year. Started off quite a lot in debt with lots of different bits of money on different things, and that's really been simplified and pulled into one location, and is being tracked. So that's allowed me to shed off a few different credit cards, bring everything into one place, and I know where I am, I know where I'm going to be, I know what I want to achieve, which is very close to where you get to when you start dealing with a diet. The two are so closely linked. I think with food you tend to fall into a trap of just doing the same thing over and over again, or well, why can't I do that because such and such is doing that? Why can't I have that burger because he's having a burger, eats a burger every lunchtime, so why can't I have one? You end up doing what everybody else does, and what you don't realise is everybody else is screwed as well. As the same with money, you get into yourself trapped. You go, well, my colleague's just bought a new car. He's got that on 0% finance for the first 3 years, and he only had to put 10% down, and he had to do this, he had to do that, and you convince yourself that you need a new car, or you convince yourself that you need to move, or you need a new flat screen TV, or all the stuff, the stuff that you tell yourself that you need all the time. So the two are really closely linked. And I think once you start making changes in either of those, it starts to sort of shake up your status quo. It starts to shake up your thoughts and feelings on life generally. You start to question, well, I know everybody else is doing it, but everybody else is screwed. And do I really want to be in that situation? I know everybody else is in debt, but do I want to be in debt? I know everybody else is gaining weight. Everybody else is becoming obese. The whole country is becoming bigger. Do I want that future for myself, or do I want that future for my family? And I actually have found quite a few people in the diet community on YouTube that very similar. They start off with blogs about diet, and they move on to blogs about life change, and then they move on to blogs about finance, and it's quite interesting, really. But you can see where the two have parallels. You've got calories in, salary in, calories out, spending. They're similar, but they're opposite, aren't they? So, in the diet side of things, you want to maximise your out, minimise your in. Whereas on the finance thing, you want to do the other way around. So there we go, it's just my thoughts really. Things are looking good financially for us, just purely because I've been thinking about it. No big massive changes, just thinking about things. And it's the same with the diet, same with the food. You just got to start thinking about it. And as soon as you start thinking about it, as soon as you're honest, I think that's the major problem with most of this stuff, is being honest with yourself, because you tend not to be honest, don't you? You tend to think you're in a better situation than you are. And you bury your head in your sand, and before you know it, you've gained £100 and you're £100,000 in debt. So there we go. That's just my thoughts on that. If you've got any thoughts on that, let me know, because I think it's quite an interesting parallel between the two. Bye bye.